Hey everyone, what's up? Um, Welcome to my weekly program, and I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes for people to join in. Um, how's everyone doing? Everyone good? Yo yo. So basically, today we're gonna do something different. We're gonna talk. This is gonna be like a kind of like a holistic punks event. Um, but before we get into that, um, this week, Monday, we had a really cool conversation with Scott Goodrich about like our experience in recording the We Bless This Mess upcoming record. Tuesday, I spoke with Bernardo. It was a really cool conversation about the new single. Yesterday also Laura and Sebastian were here with me speaking about their booking agency, Polaroid Booking and Promotion company. It was really nice, and yeah. So today, what I'm gonna do today is a bit different from the other days, and basically I'm going to talk a little bit because I've been seeing a couple of friends writing me stuff, and yeah, I felt the need to do this conversation. So yeah, basically today we're gonna talk about how to overcome fear and inner limitations. And first of all, before I start. How it started, Holisticpunkx, and what is my goal with Holisticpunkx. Basically, I started Holisticpunkx as a different expression for the thing I do in We Bless This Mess. I felt the need to share not only in songs but with words and with affirmations and different like kind of content what I've been expressing for so many years in We Bless This Mess. So that's why I started Holisticpunkx and those like gratitude posts and all that stuff. Yeah, basically is that. And yeah, today it's the day that if you guys want to request to join in and speak a little bit, like if you have like any kind of like limitation that you're facing or fear that you're facing and you want to overcome it, or like ways to do it, I'm not gonna hold the absolute truth in the answer, but I can help out. So if you want, or if you have something to ask, or like just write in the comments or just join in the conversation, because this is our platform. This is for all of us. So yeah, let's start then. What is the biggest obstacle when it comes to overcoming fear and inner limitation? People might think, yeah, it's that thing outside of myself, that job or that person or that country or wherever, we always think that the biggest obstacle is outside of ourselves. But truth is, the biggest obstacle to overcome fear and limitations, it's ourselves. We're the biggest obstacle because yeah, fear and limitation can be created by external influences, but ultimately it's our responsibility to overcome them. And let me check. How do we overcome those things? First of all, the first step is observation. Thoughts, emotions, your habits. We're like so trained to observe other people's behaviors and thoughts and emotions. Try to put that focus, instead of observing other people, observe yourself first, because then you're going to realize that a lot of stuff that makes you angry about other people, it's because you have a trigger inside you that just like goes on, and that's a limitation. I see as a limitation something that breaks your flow and your inner peace. That's a limitation when you're not like when you're not in the flow anymore, that's when the limitation comes. You cannot be your full potential because there's a trigger or there's something that doesn't allow you to. And fear is a little bit the same thing. Fear works in the same kind of system, because it is something that you believe to be truth that actually it isn't, and you let that emotion affect your way of thinking, your habits, even your physical posture. So observing is the first step to overcome them. It's a whole step. I mean, this is not the absolute truth. This is just me and my experience and the words of love I have to share. So observation is the first step, I think. And let me check the comments. I found that just talking to someone or even just writing down your feelings is super cathartic. Have to head out. Good to see you. Sending some positive. Oh, thank you. Yeah, actually, buddy. There's a comment here. I found that just talking to someone or even just writing down your feelings is super cathartic. It is important, man. Like, it is important to put out, like, if you have something that is in your head and messing with your head and like making you feel uncomfortable, and if it is like words or something that are like going, try to write it down, put it out of your head, like literally put them out of your head through a pencil or a pen in the paper, and take the weight out. That's important. And talking to someone, that's cool. Like, that's cool if you have friends that are open to do that and welcome you with that kind of trust. But yeah, so back to my conversation. The first step of overcoming these fears and limitations is observation. The next step you need to take is to actually take action. Like, step out of the comfort zone and have fun. Like, what are you fearing to? Is it a limitation that you can't be better or do or show the best version of yourself every day? Is that what you're struggling with? Take action, and don't forget to step out of like the comfort and the safety zone, because it's important to do that. And ultimately have fun, because you're alive today. And if you're alive today, you have to celebrate this. You have to celebrate the fact that you woke up today. So have fun. Show yourself to this life every day, and feel pleasant for being here, because it's amazing. Hey, everyone that is joining in. So yeah, the second step to overcome these fears and limitations, man, like, take action. Step out of your comfort zone and make sure you're having fun. Do things because you want to, not because you have to prove something to someone or to society, or to do things because you feel you want to do them. You feel with your heart, you feel like that you want to do them, because ultimately the only person that matters, and you're just living under your own skin, not that you're being selfish, but like, and kind of like thoughts, emotions, what makes you human. You matter, like, we're important. Every single person is unique and important. I don't believe that there's like more or less important people. Everyone is important, because we're all alive and we're all unique beings. So yeah. Also, find that place and that flow in yourself, where there's no pressure to succeed. Because there is this place in you. Like, remember when you were a kid and you're just like doing fun stuff and like having like actual fun, but learning and developing skills. That actually happens when you're a kid, because there is no, I mean, not with the school system and stuff, but like even before school, there's like this period of time in your life where you just do like stuff because you want to, and that's the key thing. What's pressure to succeed? What is making you like not sleep at night? And like, success is relative. in the end, it really doesn't matter. We're we were all born the same way. We're all going into the same place, and in between, we have this amazing experience called life, success. Why? Why we follow and why we burn out because of success? I do not understand. Because guess what? Situations like this teaches you that there's what's the point on putting so much pressure on yourself and oh, I have to do this because if not I'm a failure. No, you're just a failure if you perceive yourself as a failure. That's the only way you're a failure. Because if you, I mean, metaphorically, if you show up like and see and watch yourself in the mirror and affirm to yourself, I'm not a fucking failure. I'm enough, and I'm worthy. So you're not a failure. It's just a trick that your mind is playing on you. So basically, going back to the conversation, first step to overcome this like fears and limitations. When I'm talking this, when it comes more to a creative and an artistic way, because that's my experience. Observation, observe thoughts, emotions, observe your habits, bad, good, whatever. Don't be afraid to know yourself. Don't be afraid to recognize your flaws. Don't be afraid of those things, because you're human. It's okay. We're going to evolve every day. We're going to learn something new every day. Don't be afraid to not to be the person you were 5 minutes ago. It's all right. You can transform and rearrange your morals, ethics, opinions, whenever, because you're free to do that. So observe. Then the second step, take action. Step out of your comfort zone, and don't forget to have fun. And another thing that actually helps me out, and I affirm to myself like this, I say to myself that to be happy and healthy, that's all we need, and love. Exactly, because that's really what we need, But I was saying, one affirmation that I say to myself is that the unknown is exciting and gives me drive. Because it does. It's magical not to know what is going to happen next. It's thrilling, it's good. People stress out because they don't know the future. Oh man, it would be really boring if you knew the future, it would lose all the fun, So that's why I say to myself, the unknown is exciting. The unknown is exciting, gives me drive to do stuff. And because I don't know how it's going to be the result of things, even better, reality surprises me every day. Instead of me trying to build a mental image of how my reality is going to be. No, I let it happen, and it's amazing. It's amazing because then you build this sense of acceptance, and that changes a lot of things in your life. So yeah, the unknown is exciting and gives me drive. Say that to myself if you want, if you're not. But keep your feet on the ground though. Stay centered and be grateful that you're alive today. You can put your head into the unknown and the future and everything, but don't forget that you're alive today, and smile. Don't forget to smile. Don't force a smile. I'm not saying for you to do that, but try to find that place in you where everything is good. Because there is a place in you where everything is good. There is. You're alive. And I do believe in that. Don't think of the future or the past, only here right now. I mean, yeah, I will. That is an interesting comment. I do believe that we have to allow ourselves, if our mind wanders in past or future, we should allow ourselves to wander in those mental projections, but do not get too much attached, emotionally, to those to those vibes. Like, okay, they're mental projections. We shouldn't be afraid of thinking about the future, or we shouldn't be afraid of thinking about the past. Like, living in the moment, living in the present moment, doesn't mean you have to like refuse all the other stuff. And no, it's the opposite. It's more like of acceptance. Yeah, accepting who you are, accepting what everybody is, accepting what all is, accepting that other people have other opinions, that you have your own opinion, that we're all free to express ourselves. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Yo yo. Yeah. By the way, thanks everybody that is still here watching this conversation. So yeah, again, I'm gonna go through the 3 steps again. Observation. Observe your thoughts, emotions, habits. Take action. Step out of your comfort zone, and don't forget to have fun. Say to yourself and affirm to yourself, the unknown is exciting and gives me drive. Another thing, now I'm gonna go. These are the 3 steps in like to overcome. Like, I mean, now I'm gonna go to examples of how I actually do this kind of stuff. And the best example is right now. What I'm doing here right now with you guys is stepping out of my comfort zone and taking action. You know, I had this limitation of, oh man, how I'm going to promote myself and the band in these times, and how I can't play shows. And those were like limitations that brought fear and all this kind of stuff. So the only thing I had to do was literally observe how I was feeling, and take action. And by taking action, I did this program. Stepping out of my comfort zone was the fact that, okay, yeah, I talk to people, but in between songs and shows, this is something new for me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and step out of my comfort zone, and that will put me in a new journey, you know. And because of that, I'm having fun. I'm having actual fun. Having this week that just passed, it passed so fast because I was speaking to interesting people, to friends, having cool conversations, and because I'm programming all the other weeks, I'm just like getting to talk to a lot of friends and interesting people that I didn't have the chance to. So by taking action and doing all this stuff, and don't be afraid, and like not fearing the unknown, it's some really cool shit starts happening, you know. But not only that, I have other kinds of exercises. I'm more like of a practical guy in this kind of things. I like to practice exercises and do this kind of stuff. Some people might want to read stuff. Other people, it's different for everybody because we're all unique beings. But for me, really helps having like a new project that I work in and I put my soul and heart on it. That works for me. Another thing that was a really good experience to overcome like this cloud that sometimes like comes to annoy and basically make our day suck. It's the fact that I wrote for like more than 100 days, like a gratitude journal. And basically I was going like every morning and writing 3 things that I felt grateful for and 3 things that I was looking for doing that day, and in the night 3 things that basically it's just like an exercise of gratitude, where you do that first thing in the morning and last thing before you sleep. So you're just like reprogramming your subconscious mind to work in a different flow, in a different way, and making your brain do other connections and find other content that is like hidden in your subconscious mind. Another thing that works for me, I don't know if it will work for you or not, it's like the power of affirmations and changing daily habits, you know, like do something. I mean, the power of affirmations is strong because if you repeat yourself a lot of times something, it comes like truth in you. So yeah, basically that's the power of affirmations. And I'm not gonna enter like like a lot in that subject because it's not the subject of the conversation today. Changing daily habits. This is important. You know, if you find yourself in like a destructive habit or like something that it's making you procrastinate, again, take action. You know, like don't stay in bed the whole day, or stay in bed the whole day and meditate. You know, like make the most out of each moment of your day, because being in a state of observance doesn't take any money or anything. You just need to observe yourself. That's easy. I mean, that's pretty easy. Sometimes you might get annoyed with what you see in you, but accept who you are, accept your flaws, accept the greatest parts in you and the shitty parts of you, because all of those things is you. Like, society tells us to not be open with our shadow, you know, but our shadow has a lot to teach us. Not only what we're good at. It's good to go to what like haunt us and what like makes us feel uncomfortable, and try to resolve those things so we can live freely. You know, so because freedom for me is not financial freedom or freedom of state. Freedom for me is being like able to wake up every morning and just be like out of the out of the cloud, out of that like gray cloud where people feel good one day and people feel bad another day, and it's like, come on, like you can show up every day and make every day count. Make every day the best day ever, because it is. Like, this is the only opportunity you have, this life. Like, this is the only opportunity you have in this form. You can believe wherever you want to believe. You can, but like in this form, as a human being, as this expression, there's only this time on earth. So make sure you know yourself. Make sure you build a relationship with yourself, because you're gonna live in that vessel. That's your vessel, your body, your way of thinking. That's your vessel. You know, you need to accept that, and don't be afraid of your shadow, as you're not afraid of your light. Some people are afraid of their light too. They hide in the shadows, but don't be afraid of what you are. You know, everybody did something great in their lives. Everybody did something shitty in their lives. We don't need to condemn ourselves and live in traumas and limitations for the whole life. And we can overcome those by ourselves, with people we love, with therapists sometimes. I don't know. Many people and different people have many different ways to deal with this stuff. So, well, again, what I'm saying here is from my experience, and I'm sharing this from a place of love. So yeah, another thing that I found really interesting, and it was really important for me, was the fact that I have access to books and authors and people that do like really good videos about the subject. One book that I always recommend you to read is Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now. That book is incredible and really, yeah, it gave some depth to my life. I start seeing things in a different way, or in a more like clear way. I don't know how to really explain this in words. It's hard. Another book that is really Zunchinho. Another book that is really important as well to complement Power of Now is A New Earth, as well, by Eckhart Tolle. It's an amazing book. I think another book that is cool is Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. If you have more like this entrepreneurial kind of like, you're a creative person, but not only like in arts, but you like to do businesses and stuff like that. The Law of Success is a good one. It's a good book. It's a bit long. Napoleon Hill, Law of Success. That's a good book. And and yeah, man, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of people talking about the subject. These are just some of my suggestions, and they really helped me out. So yeah, now we arrive in the time of like the conversation, where if you have any question or something that you want to talk about what I've talked in here, you if you want to join me in the conversation by video or in a comment, feel free, because this is your platform as well. We can all speak freely here. We can all discuss these subjects freely. So yeah, yeah, just inviting some people in. If you want to join in the call, it's fine. I totally respect, because it's like a really personal. It's a really personal aspect of our lives. So I do understand if you guys don't want to join like face to face. But today, again, we covered a lot of different topics in how to overcome fear and limitations, especially in times like this where people's mental health might be like going up and down and to the floor and in the walls, and like it's everywhere. So yeah, it's what we covered today. It's that to overcome certain fears and limitations, we should observe ourselves, and not one day, every day. We need to build this relationship with ourselves. Observation of thoughts, observation of emotions, triggers, habits. How do we feel? Like, don't ignore pain, physical or emotional. Try to understand it, try to embrace it and accept it. That's how you start actually perceiving what is in you. And how do you do that? By simply observing yourself, or meditating, or exercising, or doing breathing exercises. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to start putting your attention over inside and not outside. That's the first step. Second step, take action. Step out of your comfort zone, and don't forget to have fun, because taking action makes you advance, puts you in a situation, puts you in an experience. So that's important. And by doing that, you're sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone, which will allow you to build a new sense of self. And sometimes that's all you need to feel new, to feel that drive. And because of that, you're learning, you're taking action. It's more likely that you have fun, and have fun because you're alive today. Have fun, regardless. Don't do stuff because you have to prove to people. Do it because you love it. There's no fucking pressure to succeed. Do it because you love it. Another topic that we went through is that if you actually perceive that the unknown is exciting and gives you drive, you can take that energy and be productive about that particular issue. Sometimes the unknown is the biggest problem, and we're so afraid. No, change your perspective about the unknown and what is going to happen and blah blah, and just yeah, take it with drive and love, because the future is just a mental projection. Don't be afraid of it. Yeah. And while while you're in the future or in the past, don't forget that you live right now, and keep yourself centered, grounded. Be grateful that you're alive today, because that's the most wonderful experience you're gonna ever have, is this life. And yeah, we also cover some of the habits that I do to overcome these, because obviously I'm talking about this kind of subjects because myself, I have those fears and limitations that I want to overcome. So the best way to do them is to show up and talk about it and express myself out. So yeah, in conclusion, and once again, thank you everybody that was in the conversation. In conclusion, we have another two events this week. Tomorrow is a Q&A, and everybody keep sending your questions. Thank you for your questions, by the way. But keep sending your questions. I'm going to ask them, answer them tomorrow in the Q&A. It's going to be at 5 p.m. And then on Saturday, I'm going to play a couple songs here. It's going to be like a little acoustic show Saturday at 5 p.m. also. And next week, I already have the week booked for this program, and I can give you some insights on the people that are going to join us next week. We're gonna have my friend Screaming Culture talking about the awareness songs and side stories, how to create and record 80 to 90% of a record in your bedroom. And we actually did that with awareness songs and side stories. So it will be a fun conversation. On Thursday, we're going to have Perez from True Mountains. He's a really awesome tattoo artist from Coruña, Galicia, Spain. And we're going to talk a little bit about the punk scene, the punk hardcore scene, the tattoo scene. He's also straight edge, so I want to have this kind of open talks about different subjects. So yeah, these are some of the guests I'm going to have next week. But before next week, there's still a Q&A tomorrow, and a show on Saturday at 5 p.m. GMT. Hey, yo, Bianca, what's up? We should definitely do something together as well for this program. Thank you everybody that showed up today here. This will be available on IGTV later on, so if you want to share this with your friends and stuff, or watch it again, it's all good, you can do it. And thank you for your time, thank you for your energy, thank you for showing up. Yo, and see you tomorrow at the same time, 5 p.m. Tomorrow is the Q&A, and I'm sending you all my love, and have a great day, everybody.